Okay, good day, guys. My name is Ogechi, and I deal on cars. So today, I want to talk about the abuse of cars by people who ought or who I believe should know better. First, let me start with lubrication. Every vehicle that has ever been produced has a manufacturer's recommended oil. These oils have their ratings, they have their viscosity levels, they have their reactants, they have the way they react to varying levels of temperature, weather conditions, and of course engine conditions. We however believe, especially in this part of the world, in Nigeria, a lot of persons believe oil is oil, and provided I can just get any oil, pour inside my engine, I am good to go. That's a very wrong notion, and that has left us with a ton of dead vehicles walking on the road. Now, for example, I went to service my Ford, one of my wife's car, on one occasion, and I had to buy a Ford Motorsport oil, which is what is recommended for that car, is the Ford Edge. And somebody who was beside me there, who also came to buy, apparently he was driving a Lexus, who also came to buy oil from the same person. When he heard the price of the Motorsport oil, he said, bros, why are you spending this much on oil, something you can just get 6k 7k, highest 10k worth of oil, pour inside your engine, and your engine is good to go? Why are you spending this much? I asked him what car he drives. He said he at the time, I think it was one of the RX, either ES or RX. Apparently he was using a 3.3 liter engine, an ES 330 thereabouts. Yes. So I asked him what oil he's using. He said he wants to buy either a Jesco oil or a Mobile SHP. I can't remember each of that. Good oils. I mean, no issues. Then I asked him the cost of his engine. He said it was about 250k. I said, okay, good. Your engine costs 250,000 to replace, or 300,000 to replace max. That this particular car I'm changing oil for, the engine cost about 1 million naira, or about 750 to 1 million naira for a new engine. Now, you can afford to use unrecommended oils or lubricants in your vehicle, and you can get away with it. If your engine gets to develop issues, you can easily go buy another one, and that would be it. But if that happens in my case, it will have to set me back at least 800,000 just for purchase. Now, people think they are smart by trying to use unrecommended lubrication for their vehicle engines, and that is why we keep having issues and issues. Here, people who tell you they can't drive cars using Nigeria because Nigerians abuse vehicles, and that is just on the lubrication level. You go to buy parts and you're given options. Oh, there is this one made, this one is 3,000, this one is 5,000, this one is 8,000. The highest quality recommended or produced by the same manufacturer who produced your car is for 15,000. You say, no, why will I buy something for 15,000 when I can just buy it for 3,000? Case in point, brake pads. And I mean, why would I want to manage a brake pad? Why would I even want to manage my brakes, knowing that the brake is like the only component of that car that is shielding you, or is like the last point of call between you and an accident or an incident that is not good? Why would I want to manage that? But we get to see a lot of people who do this, and who tend to just buy cars for the sake of buying the cars, buy cars for the sake of managing, for the sake of just owning a vehicle, without taking into consideration the maintenance cost, the maintenance culture that is expected of or is expected of anybody who owns or who intends to own that car. And it's terrible, and that has left us in a limbo. A case in point, people bring out their vehicles for us to help them sell, and we look at these cars and we shake our heads. I mean, I'm looking at a vehicle that probably has not even spent more than 4 years in the country, and it's looking like something that has seen a 1,000 years of activity. Now you're asking, what oil do you use in the car? I use this oil. Oh, I normally use this oil. I mean, I can't remember last time I serviced the car. And you're driving this car. And they tell you, provided the car is moving, it's not a problem. Then tomorrow you post a vehicle that is probably 50 million naira. Somebody is telling you, oh, I mean, of course you cannot afford it because you cannot afford even the maintenance. It's not just about buying the vehicle, it's about doing what you're meant to do right by that vehicle. And trust me, a lot of cars we consider problematic cars are not problematic at all, because we've not stuck to their manufacturer's recommendations. And when this happens, it is a problem. So when the car starts developing those issues or start developing those problems that would naturally come with not using the recommended parts or the recommended lubrication, then we start saying, oh, that manufacturer doesn't know how to produce cars, their cars are bad, or don't go for this car, always redo the electrical problems. When you will not diagnose a vehicle, you just carry it and give to any Tom, Dick and Harry who calls himself an electrician, and you think the car would survive. It will not. The car will not. I mean, over time, that car will start troubleshooting, and when it does, you are the one who is going to have a hole drilled in their pocket to fix. I had an experience that was not very very lovely recently. I mean, a vehicle that I bought, and on assessment the car was fair, but when the car was about to be delivered, a lot of issues started coming up that it boiled down that car, the engine has to come down and either rebuilt or replaced. Now when you hear the replacement cost of the engine at 2.5 million, you're wondering, so where am I even going to start? But naturally that engine does not die. So it took somebody who is careless, who has used that car in a very careless manner to have killed the engine to that point of death where it needs replacement. So guys, I'll be talking more about this, but let us just know that a lot of things that have happened to us or happened with cars around us, especially in this part of the country, in this part of the world, is our poor attitude to maintenance, our poor maintenance culture, our anyhowness when it comes to getting good parts. A lot not to cast a general aspersion on everybody. A lot of persons actually stick to the maintenance or recommended lubrication or whatever it is for their cars, but many others, they just prefer, and that's why it's as if everybody's in love with Toyota now. Yeah, and Toyotas are even the most abused cars, because even when you think people love Toyota the way it is, Toyota should be one of the most easiest cars to maintain, but yet you see Toyota cars that are brought in and you shake your head for the person who brought them in, you shake your head for the vehicle, because you can't even help but fathom, how did this car get to this point? This is actually meant to be one of the easiest cars to maintain and use, but no, Nigerians don't do that. They rather just go buy cheap parts and cheap stuff, and when the car fails them on the road, they say, oh, that car has failed me. So I'll be talking more on this, guys, so stay tuned. Thank you.